Hey BDC, 3 things I know for sure. Quarantine is not that fun, but it's necessary. Number 2, removing shellac nail polish at home is a lot harder than anticipated. And number 3, I miss you dancers. So I'm back at the studio here to give you a pirouette challenge that's going to be in 4 parts, okay? Those of you that have been in my class this season, some of this is gonna be familiar, but it's always good to go back and repeat. As you know, that's how we get better at stuff. So you're gonna need a hoop like this. If you don't have a hoop at home, something circular that you can put your foot inside of on the floor is what you're after. Even a towel. You could even put a towel on the floor, take a piece of chalk, draw a circle, as long as it's on a surface that it won't ruin anything. So yeah, we're gonna do a 4-part series. You're gonna see me break it down, and then you're going to see Emily demonstrate it with music. So this would be geared at obviously anybody who I have taught this year, so that's intermediate to senior ensemble level jazz students in our company program, but also in our recreational program, I think anybody who is 9+ could give it a shot. Ways to make it harder, obviously add more rotations, speed up the tempo. So really it can be adapted to all kinds of levels. Anyway, here we go. All right, part 1. So this one, I'll back up so you can see my whole body. This one we're gonna stand with our feet together and we're gonna place our hands on our shoulders. We wanna make sure, before we even start moving, that everything is stacked, right? So we wanna make sure that our shoulders are on top of our hips, on top of our knees, on top of our ankles, right? So everything's stacked, one on top of the other. That's really important. So the second thing you wanna do is take those ribs and you wanna close them. So you wanna imagine there's a string tied. You're gonna tighten that string and flatten out those ribs, close those ribs. Shoulders are pressed down, hands are on shoulders, as much distance as possible between your ears and your shoulders. So nice long neck, tall back. So from there, you're gonna push the shoulders down, even though they're already down, you're gonna go even further. So you're gonna push them down, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just a little tiny movement, 7, 8. Holding those shoulders pressed down as low as they will go. So lots of tension in those back muscles across the back. You're gonna open the arms, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then close them in, squeeze everything together, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're gonna rise, squeezing those ankles together and balance for 8. And then if you can, let's see if I can do it. You're gonna lift the right leg up and you're gonna balance on one foot for 8 counts like this. Put the leg down, lower the heels, reset, do the same thing on the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hold those shoulders pressed down. Open the arms, 1, 2, strong arms, close everything and squeeze, 5, 6, 7, 8. Support those elbows, make sure they're not drooping down. Lift and squeeze, up out of those feet, push away from the floor. 8 counts to here, then from there, whoops, lost my balance, lift the left leg up and balance and retire, lower down, hands back to the shoulders. We're gonna do it 4 times. Here's Emily with music.
Fast car, I wanted to get to anywhere, maybe we'll make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from 0, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove. You got a fast car. I got a plan. I'm inside, you got people looking at the convenience store. Measure things, a little bit of money. Want to drive too far. Just cross the border and into the city. You and I can both get jobs. Finally see what it means to be living. You got a fast car. Fast enough to fly away. We're gonna make a decision. Live tonight, die this way. So I'm on the road, we're driving your car. Speeds the fast like I was drunk. See I say I'm forced, see I'll feel that's right my shoulder.
Okay, part 2. So for this one, what might be helpful is if you have, again, chalk at home, take the chalk and draw a little X on each hip bone. If you don't have chalk, even something like a paper clip or a binder clip would work. You could kind of, again, attach it to your pants or whatever you've got on to sort of make your hips visible. The reason for that is we want that our hips to stay in line. We want to make sure that we're not lifting one hip higher than the other. So with that in mind, if you have a visual cue, stand in front of a mirror and try this exercise so that you can determine whether or not your hips are in line. So Part 2 is about strengthening the lower body. So checking that we are very strong in our supporting leg, that our knee is pulled up and straight, that our hips are level, right? And we're trying to push that rotator position nice and high. So what you're gonna do in this one, you're gonna hold again, feet together, 1, 2, 3, 4, arms are gonna lift, 5, 6, you're gonna pull the right leg up, 7, 8. Again, checking that our hips are level and that we're not lifted like this, okay? So from there, we're going to release the knee and pulse 8 times up. So we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keeping that supporting leg strong and the hips in line with one another. Open the leg and do the same thing in second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do 4 to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to the side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Make it 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. Back to the middle. Close. Switch legs. Same thing on the other side. Once you've repeated the left, you're going to roll down 8 counts to the floor. So roll it down to here. From there, you're going to walk it out to plank, like that, right? Check that your body is in a nice straight line from head to heel, right? So your whole body, I'll turn to the side so you can see you there, yeah? So whole body is very, very straight, very long, rather than this or this. That's what we don't want, right? We want it to be strong, so core is engaged. Repeat the exercise, so lift up, pulse here, check that you are square again in your hips. You won't have a mirror in this position, but you want to try and sense it, particularly when you go out to the side. So once you turn out here, try to avoid opening up, right? So turn out the leg, but keep the hips facing the floor. So in that plank position, you do 8 here, you do 8 here, 4, 4, 2, 2, 1. Leg goes back, nice straight line in the body. Repeat on the left. At the end of that, pull down into a child's pose and take a rest. Now you can watch Emily do it with music.
As I'm searching for my something, oh, there's something that I'm wondering, where I'm going when my story ends. Doesn't even matter anyway, focusing on coping with the pain, only getting older by the day, only getting older. Doesn't even matter anyway, focusing on coping with the pain.
Part 3. So in part 1, we talked about stacking everything on top of each other, right? So shoulders on top of hips, on top of knees, on top of ankles. Really important that our alignment is straight. We talked about squeezing everything together so we have a nice strong body. We talked about engaging the back muscles so we have a really strong arm position to help us hang on to our balance and complete the rotation. In part 2, we talked about strong supporting leg. We talked about keeping those hips level, because if we lift our hip, we're gonna fall in one direction or the other, right? So if we lift our hip to the right, we're gonna fall to the left. Everything has to be balanced and level, just like a scale, in order for us to be able to spin on the ball of that supporting foot. So in part 3, we're going to focus on actually turning and doing some rotations. The one thing you do need to know how to do in order to do part 3 is you need to know how to spot. So if you don't know how to spot already, you could probably go on YouTube and Google how to spot pirouettes if you don't know how to do that already, or you can just focus on part 1 and part 2 and then ask your teacher when we're back at BDC, how the heck do I spot? So it's important that you know how to spot. In part 3, we're gonna bring the hoop into play. So the reason the hoop is on the floor is we want that supporting foot to stay centered in the middle of the hoop so that we are focusing on pulling all of our weight up and our energy is directed towards the ceiling as opposed to side or front and back. So everything has to come together, everything has to be stacked, and the energy goes up so we don't travel in our pirouette. So that's why this is here, to remind us that we need to stay in place and all of the weight has to be centered over that supporting foot. So I'm going to put my left foot in the center of the hoop because I like turning to the right and the left, and I'm going to put my right foot back in like a fourth position. Most of my weight is going to be on my front foot, but I do have a little bit of weight on my back foot. I'm going to lift my arms into opposition, and I'm going to do a check-in before I even start moving. Are my shoulders and my hips and my knee and my ankle, are they stacked? Am I in alignment? If I'm not, it's going to be difficult to turn. So from here, I'm going to plie 1, 2. From there, I'm going to pull up into a releve. I'm going to do that 4 times. So I'm going to do 1, 2, up and down. Make it a quick movement, down, quick, down. On the last one, I'm going to stay on demi-point. From there, I'm going to plie rise 8 times, trying not to travel around inside that hoop, trying to stay centered over where my foot already is. So I'm going to do plie rise 8 times, like that, trying to straighten my knee, and again, try not to hop around all over the place. After that, I'm actually going to turn. So I've done 8 like this. I'm going to plie, I'm going to do a quarter turn. So I'm going to face the wall to my right? So I'm going to pull up. I'm going to step behind, quarter turn, do it again, quarter turn, 1 more, and then on the last set, I'm going to do half turn, full turn, switch sides. So from here, center your foot, do up, let me try that again. Center your foot, half turn, do it again, half turn. The last one, we go all the way around, turn, and then we switch feet. Put your right foot in front, and then start on the other side. Watch Emily do it with music. She can show you all together.
Oh baby, come on and say it now. Just let the words come out. Tell me you love me. It's easy to say what's on your mind. Say it 1,000,000 times. Tell me you love me.
Part 4. So in this last section, we're going to add direction change. So we're going to add a few other steps, turning steps that you might already know. One of them is pas de bourrée, which you can either turn or not turn. I'm going to demonstrate it without the turn, but if you know how to do it turning, you could try it turning. And the other one is 3-step turn or a chaîné step out. So those are other turning steps that you might know, which I'm going to now combine with pirouettes to make it a little more difficult. So again, those of us that are advanced dancers, more rotation, so double, triple pirouettes. Those of us that are more beginning dancers, single pirouettes, right? Or even just a balance. You don't even have to turn, right? Just try and get your directions because we're going to work from downstage to upstage or front to back. We're going to change direction that way. So this one I'm actually going to face the mirror so I don't confuse you in terms of direction. So we're going to start with our right foot. We're going to do a 3-step turn traveling to the right. So we're going to go up, down. From there, you're going to do a pas de bourrée. Left, right, left. Do a pivot turn, up. This is your prep, plie. Then from there, do a single pirouette, up. And then you're going to step out to the right. Left foot should be free. Then you're going to go the other direction. So you're going to do 1 and 2. Do a pas de bourrée, 3 and 4. That could be a turn. Pivot turn, 5. This is your prep. 6, single pirouette to the left. 7, step out, 8. From there, I'm going to do a 3-step three-step turn traveling to the right. 1 and 2, do a pas de bras to face the side. Now three-step turn to the front or downstage. This way, then face the back from here. From here, you're going to do single pirouette ball change 3 times, or you could do single, double, triple pirouette. So from here, you're going to do up, ball, change, up, ball, change. Do it one more time, up, ball, change, and then you're going to step through tendu. You should be facing the back now. Repeat the whole thing, starting with the left foot, going this direction, ending to the front. Emily's going to show you with music. Dancers, so there is your 4-part pirouette challenge for today. So wishing you the best of luck. Give it a shot. If you want to videotape yourself and send it to me, I would love to see you moving. That's the whole point of doing this, is to keep us moving and stay connected to each other in this crazy time. So be well, my friends. I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.